Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? Uh, so I have just been enjoying me some animes pretty heavily, and to think that a lot of my shows that I've seen and kind of wanted season twos for, this being one of the shows that I believed I was gonna get already like 24 episodes, but they split it up in two parts, which is fine by me as long as I know that there was already another season coming. I had no problem with it, but Fairy Gone was actually pretty informational this week, and this is a show that drops a lot of information every single time it comes out, right? So to think that there's still quite a bit of information for them to give us was actually pretty hype in the grand scheme of what we know already compared to how things actually played out, which we see very clearly. Radon being someone who, was not so much portrayed by his village as much as he has lost someone pretty important to him because of fairies, and because of that, he's using that type of energy to, you know, wreak revenge on anybody who has done him wrong. So, as seeing something like that, it's clear that, uh, people who were okay with the fairies still running around and stuff like that, and were going to sacrifice more kids, we get this indicator that maybe the father had finally told, um, you know, not as maybe not the father, but someone had told, um, them about this. They had told them what is going to happen, how it's going to happen in the case of like the sacrificing and stuff like that. So it's clear to me that if they had told him this, it's going to be very, very obvious overall that nobody is coming out with no blood on their hands, because the main character we have, oh my god, she is in a position where she doesn't want to take out Radon because of everything he did to the village and the people in the village, as much as she wants to now, fight for whatever cause she has found herself and that she's trying to put forward for herself. And I like that aspect of her character, but at the same time, for whatever she does, the opposite is happening for the person she cares about as well. In the case of her being happy if she takes out somebody, like if she takes out Radon, she will feel satisfied to the case of that was enough for her. That was just because he felt any type of pain, that's good. Um, and our main girl Merlin, she don't care like that, right? So it comes to this point where you're stuck to believe whatever it is that is going to come sooner or later, but at the same time, it don't feel as it doesn't feel as obvious, I want to say, when this stuff is happening, because it feels like we see this stuff coming, but at the same time, it's good to know why um, Radon is doing did or is doing the things he's doing. Like it's good to know why he's actually doing these things. So we learn um, his father and like some of his other students were very powerful hunters, and because they were, or not hunters but guardians, they wound up losing their lives. Well, one of them wound up losing their life while trying to pretty much take out this bear, and then another one winds up losing their life later on in life, thanks to, just like being the Radon loses his father because he was really the only one who wanted to step up to this bear and actually like put his life on the line, because everybody else was relatively young still. Not only that, he's already seen so much loss. as soon as the main girl was born, her mother passed away, and her father, the one I was just talking about, also lost his life that same instance she was born. So, regardless of where she's at, like trouble just had seemingly followed her, and I'm going to go down. But that wasn't so much a bad thing as much as it just gave me the feeling of sadness for the overall, you know, story narrative of what she's gonna have to do if her friend gets in the way of, trying to take out Ray Dawn and she can't hold back. Because at this point, only one person might hold back in a fight to the death, and it's definitely not gonna be our main character because she cares so much. So it's that type of thing that gives me this, feeling of there's going to be a lot of blood on someone's hands, and I think it's going to be on these three characters, right? Three characters we really took a strong time to put their all their differences out there, like for what Ray Dawn is saying, he wants to do all this for humans' sake. He's doing this not for him, but to give humans better lives and stuff like that. Then we look at Veronica, who all she sees is she was treated as a blessed child. She was, great in everybody's eyes and stuff. But then when it came down to this place being attacked and actually everybody losing their lives, she was absolutely helpless to do anything. She couldn't lift a finger to help anyone at that point in time. So what real blessings did she even bring if all she did was witness death and then not only that, live to tell the tale if she wants to, right? So it's these types of things that really make the narrative of the story so much more powerful and giving us so much perspective and so much storytelling between three characters that we now have almost a reason to be on Ray Dawn's side. We almost have more reason to be on Veronica's side, These types of things that they're just trying to separate uh, from one another characters and give us the real reason why they have such a drive for such different things was amazing. Was a genius move. And sure, we knew some of the stuff with Veronica and our main girl, but to have it all out of Ray Dawn's perspective, and not even really Ray's perspective, but just the people who grew up around Ray to then see him go from this timid boy who didn't seem like a hunter type to all of a sudden the leader of, or like the general of the strongest man in the country. So it's one of those things that you get a brand new perspective of where they've gone and where they've come from to get to where they are now. So I look forward to seeing what you guys are feeling about all this. This show has been doing well, in my opinion, for quite some time. So to see it still doing what I expected it to do, which is just keep me entertained and have different things overall in conjunction to what we've already seen, like just a whole bunch of more of it explained and shown to a degree of why it happened or why it had to happen, stuff like that. It's really interesting to me. So I hope you all have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you later today because I think I might have still another show to talk about. And if I don't, I will for sure talk to you guys Tuesday with some Black Clover and whatever else I can put out on that day. So with all that being said, have an amazing one, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.